So you started doing music, you started pushing it to people. Like, when was the point where you said, I'm gonna go full-fledged, I'm gonna start shooting videos, pushing my shit, really promoting it, really putting music into the music?
Really, I would say like when I was 17 is when I really decided like I'm gonna do this shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I was staying at a place called, I was staying at the Haven for Hope. We had moved there. I was staying at the Haven for Hope. I had the Xbox 360, and I was like, I had no way to record and shit though. So I was like, I sold that bitch. I got this something called a Samsung Meteor mic from the fucking from where the Alamo Music's city store downstairs, or not said downstairs, downtown. Talking from downtown and shit. I got that mic, brought that shit back, started recording. And then just started really recording and just putting more shit on SoundCloud. And then like, you know, people at school would listen, you know what I'm saying? And then like after that, so really 17. And then like, I'll say a year after that, like 18, 19 is when I really started doing videos. I didn't really have like no connection for videos though, you know. I made some stuff myself off not GarageBand, but off the MacBook I had. I would make a lot of shit myself. And then, you know, but I wasn't really like video savvy, you know what I'm saying? I know a little bit about it, so I just did it, you know, just to do it, to put like content out there, you know. And then like about last year or like 2018, I started really meeting like connections for videos and shit like that. So I started like started doing that shit like that. But like 17 is when I said, this is what I'm gonna be doing in my life.
And then you dropped that Eden tape in 2017. Was that your first tape?
Yeah, no, that was like my second tape. My first tape before that was something called Sketchbook. I would always talk about it in like high school and post about it and shit. So like, to my surprise, people was waiting on it. It took a while though to get it, because like how my life went, you know what I'm saying? I'm moving from here, moving to here, the situations and shit, you know what I'm saying? So like, it was called Sketchbook though. I recorded that shit off GarageBand, and it was all YouTube beats. I wasn't making no beats and shit like that. So made that shit, put it out, got a pretty decent response from it, you know. And then I would like package up CDs and shit in like white sleeves. I'll go downtown, I'll sell them hoes $3 and shit like that, and people would say they remember seeing me and shit like that. So I was out there in the city just pushing my shit. I had it on SoundCloud, people was fucking with it and shit like that. And then after that, I met this dude named Ronnie. He's a mentor of ours, and like we started working in his studio, and that's when I started getting more and more into like producing my own beats, you know what I mean? And so that's when I made that tape, Eden, you feel me? I had the idea behind it, you know what I'm saying? And so ran with the concept, made the beats, and just put that shit out with his studio. All the beats, yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So what was the purpose behind naming it Eden?
Eden, because okay, so it was like, it's like on some religious shit, like conversations with like God and shit. So it was like starting from, it was like the male female perspective, you know what I'm saying, starting from Eden, you know what I'm saying, then like getting up to like the whole conversations with God. The last song on there is Innocence, talking about like, I know you lost your innocence, you know what I'm saying, but like, you know, I'ma still love you type shit, you know what I'm saying. But the beginning is called like Eve's Intro, and that's about it basically like where it started when it came to the garden and stuff like that, and it led up to like this point, having that conversation with God and shit, you know what I mean. So like, that's where that came from, talking about our, you know what I'm saying, our evils, our wrongdoings and shit a little bit, you know what I mean, with that shit.
And for like some people who haven't heard, like what can they take from that tape?
You can take what you want from it, you know what I'm saying, like, cause like I know a homie of mine, he did a review on it. He was saying basically me putting my religious thoughts out there, like how I thought about it, you know what I'm saying. That's, I would say, what you can think about it, because it's been a while since I heard it myself though, you know what I mean. But it's like, I would say just like just my perspective on that, you know what I'm saying, that religion, you know what I'm saying, like Christianity and shit like that, and us as far as that, you know what I mean.
Growing up, like, were you heavy on religion?
I would say I was in the church a lot, you know what I'm saying, due to my mom and shit like that, you know. I would say currently, so that's basically like what my values off of though, Christian values from being in the church growing up like that, you know what I'm saying. But I always had questions about like, what's what, you feel me? So like that. But I would say I'm a very like religious, not necessarily religious person, but very spiritual person though, you know what I'm saying. Just like with my personal relationship, trying to figure things out myself still, you know what I mean. But like that is definitely based off growing up in the church. My mom was always involved in the church because we moved around a lot, but no matter where we move, she'll find a church home and I'll be there, you know what I'm saying.
Talk about growing up. I know you mentioned family distant and shit.
Yeah, so growing up, it was just moving around a lot. You know what I'm saying? I remember being in Cleveland when I was younger and stuff like that. But then like I guess due to my mom's situations, we'll move around like a lot. You know what I'm saying? So like honestly, San Antonio has been the longest I've been in one spot. You feel me? And like, cause like before this, like we'll just move from state to state, you know what I'm saying, being in different shelters and shit like that due to situations, you know what I'm saying, starting over again and again. So that was most of my life before coming to San Antonio, you know what I'm saying. So that's why I feel like my personality is the way it is, and I'm able to like adapt to so many different people because I already ran across so many people, you know what I'm saying, from being a kid, like kid all the way up to like 17, you know what I'm saying. So like that's like many years of just traveling and seeing different cultures, seeing different people, and just, you know, knowing different shit and how, you know, different cities are, but at a young age. So I didn't really understand too much, you know what I'm saying, but that's what I was dealing with growing up. So I met a lot of different people, a lot of different friends like that.
What were you chasing as a kid, like before you found music?
I was just living for real. I wasn't really doing too much. I would just be a typical kid, just kicking it and shit like that, you know, because we'll be in the shelters a lot, so I'll be involved in whatever they had doing for us. And like I was real to myself too, you know what I'm saying, like kind of introvert type kid, just like you know, trying to watch some animes or play the game or just you know, kick it, you feel me. Then I got a little brother and shit, like we'll go outside, just kick it, you know what I'm saying, kick it with the homies, and nothing too much for real, nothing too major, on the cool.
The whole like shelter thing, can you like go more into that?
Yeah. So like, yeah, the shelters, it'd be crazy. Like the most recent one was like Haven when we first moved here, because that's like where it all started for me as far as music, you know. So it was cool. Like it wasn't all too bad, you know, because I would always make the most out of it, you know what I'm saying. But like the places and like the staff and shit can be kind of like, I won't say cricket, you know what I'm saying, but it's like things not how they should be, you know what I'm saying. Things could be better for people, you know what I'm saying, but like that's how it was, and it's just what I was used to, so I didn't think too much of it, you know what I'm saying. People were drawn to me still, like kids and people would just like fuck with me and just love me and shit, and like I believe that was cool. So I was pretty, you know, like involved while being like to myself still, because I wasn't like no asshole and shit, you know. But like it was cool. It was cool. Like Haven was cool. A lot of, you know, you got your typical. I was on the family side as far as Haven, you know what I'm saying. And then like you got your family side, then you got your like your single side, you know. Then you got your men's dorm, women's dorm, you know what I'm saying. The family side was cool, you know what I'm saying. You'll eat 3 times a day and shit, you feel me. And then they got little different programs for the kids, like little summer camps and like little spring break camps. I was in the Boys and Girls Club and shit. I was like, what else type of shit. And then like I would leave though, like I would leave and like fucking explore the city though too, you feel me. And then I did start smoking a lot more, so I come back like baked as fuck. And then like you'll come back, you'll like, they got like this little breathalyzer. I wasn't 18 or nothing like that, so they didn't breathalyze me though. They have a breathalyzer in there, make sure you're not on shit, you know what I'm saying. It's like so you can't be having that there. But so that's how that was. But it was chill, man. I made the most of it, but you know, at the same time it was a shelter, you feel me. I was real private about it too, like not too many people like know that shit about me, but like that does exist.
So like what led up to, you know, going to these different shelters and shit?
Really just moving due to my mom, you know what I'm saying, because she wanted to move, and I'm like her son, and I don't really know nothing about nothing, so like I'm just going with her, you know what I'm saying. So like that happened, you know what I'm saying. I've been in like countless ones for real. I've been in you know, teen shelters too, you feel me. I've been in like children's homes and shit like that, you know what I mean. So like that's how that went. As far as like different situations, just like the exact reason why, I'm not too sure. It could be like she just wanted to move, or it could be like, you know, couldn't really pay rent and shit like that, you know what I'm saying. So just starting over, and that's just how like my mom was on the cool. She just always was ready to go whenever it was just time to go.
So when you came to Texas and you went to Austin, you were by yourself?
Nah, when I went to Austin, I was with her all the way up to we started in the shelter there, got a little apartment. It's called the Patrice Apartment. It's just off South Lamar. Next to his Phil's Ice House and his Goodwill and shit, half price books. And we was there, you know, it was me, her, just us two. It was like a little townhome, and it was cool. That's when I like met people I started doing music with too. You know what I'm saying? But like before that, it would be me, her, and my little brother and shit.
So looking back on your old living situations, now you're in a house and shit. Like, how does that feel?
It feels great, you know what I'm saying? It feels great, but for me, like, I'm still not necessarily where I want to be at, you know what I'm saying? So it's still like a transitional period for me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting too comfortable with it, even though like it's a house, you know what I'm saying? It's where I stay. It feels good to have that, like, you just being stable and not have to worry about all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? So it is a major stress reliever, you know what I mean? But like at the same time, I'm still trying to elevating, you know what I mean?
Do you feel like with everything that went on in your early ages, do you feel like you had to grow up a little early?
I would say yeah, you know what I'm saying? I still had my fun though, because I wasn't really bored, because like just how I would find shit to do, you know what I'm saying? But like I did have to just get used to a lot of things though, you know what I'm saying? And then like I was alone a lot too, you know what I'm saying? Just figuring shit out like myself, just going out and experiencing shit, like, so I would say yeah.